I'm Michelle Moore, and this video is going to focus on kicking off to your training show. Now there's a few things we want to make sure that we get taken care of before we head into the training show, and that's really the idea of your calendar control. You really want to get your calendar out right now. You can stop the video and go ahead and highlight the dates that you would like to be doing shows. Now for some of you it might be easy. You may have a full-time job and you know you can only do Friday nights or Saturday nights. So go ahead and start highlighting all of the Saturday nights from now to the end of the year. Definitely for your first 120 days. And go ahead and take a minute to do that, and then you're going to have a lot more clarity about when you can do shows. When you're running across somebody last minute who says, I will definitely have a show for you in September, and call me. What you really want to do at that point is you want to say, how about Saturday, September 12th? You want to have those 1, 2, 3 dates that you need to book next on the tip of your tongue, so that she can say, okay, sounds good, go ahead and pencil me in, and then let's get in touch. Ladies, if you do that, you're over 95% likelier that that event is actually going to hold, versus someone who says, I'll do a show for you, call me, and there's nothing to work with. There's no date to work with. You're going to do the phone tag thing, you're going to start feeling like a stalker, and you're going to start being discouraged that you ended up being that girl who has to chase people. You're going to start making things up in your head about now they don't like you and now they don't like the jewelry and they change their mind. That's really not what's happening at all. We just need to give people something to organize around, and you need something to organize around. I call that the power of the pencil, and it's going to serve you really well. Okay, next I'm going to point out this jewelry show brochure. So we have already talked about the first few pages in the first video. So we talked about setting up your goals for what it is you want to see happen in your business, what you would say would be success for you, and who you're going to be inviting. And let's also set a training show date with your sponsor if you haven't already done that. We're talking about getting in touch with your hostesses here, and that's actually going to be my next video. So we're going to get into a lot more detail about that segment of the jewelry show brochure. But right now, let's chat real quick, making sure that you're real clear on the hostess benefits. In fact, go ahead and turn off the video, and we want to quiz you. Tell us what you think the hostess benefits are. The more well-versed you are in what it is your friends, family, neighbors, and so forth are going to be receiving for having you over, the more excited you're going to be, the more articulate you're going to be in when you're having conversations with them about what it is they're going to be getting when they have you over with your jewelry box in front of their girlfriends. It's going to serve you very, very well to know this at the tip of your tongue. Also, your jeweler shares. You want to be familiar about that as well. We're going to talk a little bit more about the jewelry show itself and the contents. That's going to be its own video. But one thing I wanted to point out too, before we move on to the training show, is the guarantee. Now this is something you also want to be very well versed about. Premier's guarantee is amazing. It's just not lifetime. And it does not protect customers against normal wear and tear. It is truly a manufacturing defect guarantee. So turn off the video and see if you can't recite the guarantee by memory 2 or 3 times in a row. Lastly, this final page. If you are struggling with filling out your Hot 100 list or your Frank's list, don't be discouraged. Some of us don't live in the place where we grew up any longer, where our big network of friends and family are. Some of us just have different backgrounds and stories, and maybe you just don't have this huge circle of friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids' friends, you're at a different place in your life, or whatever the case may be. The great news is that we wear our jewelry, and we're walking advertisements. And eye-catching jewelry is the #1 thing that perfect strangers will compliment you on. So we have a huge advantage with our product. When somebody compliments you, be prepared. Have a mini catalog with a coupon. I believe Premier just started creating new coupons in the last few days. We can order from the either the Service Store or Premier Incentives. I'm thinking the Service Store. The more I think about it. And we can have that coupon placed inside our mini catalog. When somebody compliments us, you can say, this is a line of jewelry I represent called Premier Designs. Have you ever heard of it? It's adorable and it's affordable. Do you want to see a little mini catalog of our collection, mini representation of our collection? I don't know a woman who's going to say no, especially when you say there's a coupon inside too. So as you're giving that over to her, make sure you're getting her contact information. It can sound something like, your name was Mary. Mary, thank you so much for the compliment. You made my day. Here is a mini catalog showing us a small representation of our 500 item collection. There's a coupon in there too. You know, if you'd like, I'm happy to get you a full catalog or send you to my online browsing if you have a personal web page where you can see the full collection and you can redeem your coupon on any one of our 500 items. How about I get your either text or email or phone number, whatever way you want me to check in with you to see if you'd like to redeem your coupon in the next week. And you want to put a deadline on that coupon of about a week. She's probably going to say, sure, you can go ahead and text me. Now, if she doesn't respond, don't worry. The more practiced you get and the more people that you expose yourself out to in terms of your information and your catalog, the more you will get some yeses. That's just the way it works. Okay, so that is one tidbit about how you can get shows above and beyond and outside of that world of the people that you know today. You can also do a mystery show. It's a great idea for the people who RSVP that they can't make it to your training show. You go ahead and give them a second date where you're going to be having a mystery show at your home, and they can come to that one instead. I have to set my timer. And so a renewal show, you can have an anniversary show around the time that you're going to be going into your next year in Premier, where people come to your house. They don't have to cook and clean. You've got the snacks, and oftentimes you get lots of bookings there. You get all the profit on the sales, and of course you get all the free jewelry too. So those are wonderful opportunities for bringing people back around into the community of your business and in front of you and your product. And then people can pass the catalog around for you also. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a little while when we discuss more verbiage about how to get those initial shows on your calendar with your hot list friends. Okay, so we have talked about a little bit about the jewelry show brochure. We're going to go through the hostess contact and communication process in the next video. We have quizzed you on the hostess plan and the guarantee. And we talked a little bit about generating new avenues of business, casting a wide net. That's something that you're going to want to do right away for your training show. Invite everybody, don't filter anybody, and you'll be surprised at the people who come, I promise. Also, just always having that mindset of casting a wide net throughout your entire Premier career will serve you very well. Okay, now we're going to stop the video, and together we're going to watch the training show video. That's a 3-minute video on Premier's website. We're going to watch that together. It's under Jeweler Resources, and then Training, and then Video Training. Okay, so now you know how the training show works. I come to your home, or your sponsor comes to your home. We do the presentation for you. You're the one who sits and watches and pays attention and takes notes. So in this second area of your binder called Kickoff to Your Training Show, you're going to see a show observation checklist, and it's going to ask you questions about how the jeweler conducting the show built rapport with her guests, how she laid a foundation for bookings, and for people who might be interested in representing Premier, how we talked about the company and how we kept the audience attention, and so forth. So this is going to be something that your sponsor is going to ask you to be filling out as you go along during your training show. It's going to be wonderful. After the training show, when she's helping you with wrap-up details, you're going to talk to her about the notes that you took while she was presenting. You're going to be receiving the profit on the sales, you're going to be receiving all of the bookings from your friends and family at your training show, and you're going to be receiving all of the free hostess jewelry to add to your sample collection now heading out on your own at your own shows with your hostesses. So we have a training show date set. It's important now to talk about your goal. What would you like to see in terms of your sales goal for your training show? And how many bookings would you like to receive? Not only the bookings that you put on your calendar before your training show, but the bookings that you got at your training show. So you're going to want to count those two numbers up, and it's probably going to sound a little something like 6, 8, 9, 12, something like that. Now this list here is preparing for your training show. You're going to be working with your sponsor on what she's bringing and what you're bringing that day. So this is a prep guide. For example, you need to provide the Sharpie pen, name tags, a table, overhead lighting, and so forth. And she's going to be bringing jewelry and so on. So you can discuss this. And there's a few details involved in how to set up your guest folders, how to set up your hostess folders, and things like that that are listed on here that your sponsor will also review with you. I want you to invite at least 50 women. So using the Franks and the 100 hot list, invite at least 50 women to your training show. 25 to 30% will actually be able to attend, and that is just standard in this business. That's going to be true for your hostesses as well as they invite people to their parties moving forward. And be your own best hostess. So you want to be the one, the new jeweler at your training show. You are also the hostess that day. Again, you're getting all that free hostess jewelry, so be your own best hostess. Go for the $100 in pre-sales or more so that you can get that $50 bonus in addition to the 30% in free jewelry on your sales and the half price items. And obviously we're going to be getting you your 3 bookings so that you get that second $50 bonus. Hopefully you've already got that in the bag even before your training show starts. That's the goal. Now, we don't want you to wait till the training show to get bookings on your calendar for a reason. It's not a wise move to put all your eggs in one basket at any point in time. You want to diversify in your business. You want to be out doing shows with older people who don't have children graduating in May. You want to do shows with fashionistas who are out there working in a cosmopolitan area and they absolutely have to look dressed to the nines, and they have jobs that require them to be very professional and pulled together. You want to be doing shows for stay-at-home moms who just need a little boost to feel good about themselves and remember that they have their own identity. You want to, again, cast a wide net. You want to also make sure that you are diversifying in who's hosting for you and that you're not waiting to see what happens at your training show, because somebody could blow a tire on the way to the training show and then you're going to be that stalker woman now trying to catch her. Those kinds of things can happen. There can be a storm. There can be a conflict where we didn't realize that Jimmy's team was going to make the state tournament, and now all the moms that you know are going to be at that state tournament that day of your training show. So don't take that chance. Go ahead and get started, and we're going to give you some verbiage for talking to those special people on your hot list that we're going to talk about here in a little while. Now, we're going to watch now the 3-minute quick start video. So go ahead and turn off the video for this video for a second, and then we're going to go to that same section of Premier's website. We're going to watch that 3-minute quick start video together. Okay, so now you understand what's in it for you to receive your quick start. All the reasons we talked about: momentum, confidence, you're earning income right away, you're getting bookings right away, you have your investment paid off, and you are feeling like this is really happening. You're seeing the multiplication of shows on your calendar. You're seeing those bills getting paid. Those are all what you're going to be looking for, and you want to keep that pace and that momentum going. Even if you choose to work your business at a lesser pace in the future, this is going to serve you well in your first 45, 60, 90 days to operate it in this way so that you have that expertise under your belt that you can take out whenever you're ready in the future. Lastly, I want to cover the dazzling and balanced start to your business. So this is the verbiage. We're going to take your Hot 100 list. We're going to transfer over between 6 and 10 of your most likely hostesses that you've identified on your Hot 100 and your Franks list. We're going to put those on page 7 of your Tracks to Success brochure. There's going to be your network, I call them your springboard women. So these are people who maybe don't wear jewelry, they just love you and they want to support you. They're going to invite their sisters, their mom, their next door neighbors, their fashionista coworkers, and so forth. And they're going to introduce you to this world of new women because they are your friends and they want to see you be successful. Well, they're going to get a whole bunch of jewelry in return for that favor, and they're going to end up really loving it, by the way. But in the beginning, these are just women who you can go to and you can call and ask if they will host for you. And the verbiage is on this piece of paper, and we'll go ahead and read it right now. We say, "Hello, Anne, this is Michelle. Do you have a second? I wanted to ask you a quick favor. I'm really excited because I just started a new jewelry business with an amazing company called Premier Designs. And I just need a few friends who are going to let me come over with my jewelry box and play in it with you and your girlfriends. And it's super laid back and fun, and I can give you a lot of free jewelry for helping me out. Even if you want to use that jewelry as gifts now that Christmas season's coming up. What do you think?" Now, either she's going to say yes, and then you're going to have your highlighted dates all ready to go, and you're going to offer her your first 2 available ones, starting after your training show. And your training show period starts the day after your training, or your quick start period starts the day after your training show. So let's say today, August 12th, is your training show date. Tomorrow, August 13th, is day 1. of your QuickStart time frame. And your sponsor will help you with your deadlines, your specific deadlines for your 6, 9, and 12. Now, if she says yes, go ahead. If she can't do either of those 2 dates, then go to your next week, your next soonest available, and then until you find one, work with her. If she can't do this, if she can't host for you, say, no worries, Ann. Another way you can help me out is that I'm going to have my training show in 2 weeks, and it's really just to help my friends and family know what it is I'm representing. I would love to see you come, get a feeling for what it is I'm doing and the jewelry itself, and if you could bring a friend or two, that would be super helpful. What do you think? And if she still says she can't come to that, then go, okay, there is one last thing. That would be super wonderful, and that is if you could just have a peek at my catalog, maybe even pass it around to some of the girlfriends in your neighborhood or at work. I'll give you a little extra incentive for various sales that you might be getting. At $100, I'll give you this little extra thing. At $200, I'll give you that little extra thing. So you guys can figure that out. And you may have some people who end up really loving Premier. Maybe they lost their rep and they're looking for a new one. And you can hook us up so that we can make beautiful jewelry magic together. And so on. That would be incredibly helpful, and you get some free jewelry goodies for doing that. What do you say? Okay, so that's pretty much your process, your 3-step process. And you can use this approach whether you're a brand new jeweler or you're just jump starting again after you've been in for a little while. It's a really wonderful series of very effective and successful steps that many women put into motion when they're ready to jump start again. This is also a way of being proactive in planning, because you are going to always want to have more shows on your calendar than you said you really want to do, because there's going to be some postponements in this business. This is the fun thing that women have on their calendars, and unfortunately, when life gets stressful and women are tugged in lots of directions, sometimes it's the fun thing that has to give. If you treat her with kindness and understanding, she's definitely going to reschedule with you, and you're going to make a great connection with her, and she's going to have that loyalty because you were nice to her, you understood, and you could have been frustrated and you weren't, and she knows that that is wonderful service and that you're a good-hearted person who cares about her and her life as well. Now lastly, there's a mystery show you probably want to plug in to your QuickStart time frame, your first 45 days, in case there is a cancellation or postponement among those handful of women who said that they would host for you during your QuickStart, and one of them has a broken arm suddenly and needs to change her date. Have a mystery show in there so that when you're inviting people to your training show and they say, gosh, I would love to, but that day is not great, say, no worries, I'm going to have a practice show, and it's going to be a mystery show on X date, and I would love for you to come to that for the same reasons we talked about, but also because you could be the one who wins all the Hostess free jewelry. So if you don't know much about the Hostess, the mystery show, they do mention it at the end of Policies and Procedures brochure, and you can go ahead and stop the video now and talk that out with your sponsor so she can help you out with more details. Lastly, we're going to stop the video and we are going to watch the sponsoring video, and it's 3 minutes, and we talk about sharing Start Today, Hope, Airplane, Role Play, and Everyone. Do you know that anyone who's coming to your training show, do you know of anyone who's coming to your training show who might have the same need as you do? Oftentimes, I sponsored from my training show because you're in it together, you're new, you're buddies, you can run together, you aren't too slick or intimidating at that point. You're just somebody who is getting started and excited and hopeful, just like they're going to be when they start with you right off the bat. The #1 comment I hear is how people who friendly sponsor wish that they had started out doing so. Again, you have all these materials at your fingertip to be a professional sponsor on day one. That will give you a balanced business, so at your training show, have your eyes open and your ears open for people who want to be purchasing, people who want to be hosting, and people who also might want to be representing Premier like you. Thanks so much. See you next time.